Okay, let's just see if this is working. Hopefully we're live. Hopefully. Go onto my own channel. Let's see if the stream is live. I think it should be. Let's just see if this is working. Yeah, I think I'm getting audio. Welcome back to Retrogaming at Corporate Zombie. I am just going to quickly show you Asteroids by Atari, 1979. This is a vector game that I used to play back in the arcade. Again, another fantastic game. Like this is like the beginning of gaming, and you start out with some like really compelling software. I I wonder how they come up with these ideas. This is 1979. This is a great game actually because whoa, you got some like concepts like the hyperspace concept, which moves you from one place to another. You've got sort of like compelling excitement music. You have enemies and actually like a difficulty that scales depending on how you choose to approach the level. Because if you break all the asteroids at the beginning, you actually make it much more difficult for yourself than if you are more accurate. So there's definitely skill involved. I'm not using the joystick. You could use a joystick, but the original cabinet didn't have that. It had left and right buttons, a shoot button, a thrust button, and a hyperspace button. So I'm actually using my start and coin insert buttons for left and right at the moment, so I can kind of get away with it because I really want to try and achieve the most authentic version I can. Trying to get back to how it felt to play the game back in the day. I'm not like a super purist. If I find something that's more ergonomic, then I will do that. When I was putting together the spinner, when I got the spinner at the beginning, I hadn't actually like mounted it to the board, and I had it just in my hand, and I was like controlling it with my thumb and forefinger. This isn't a spinner game, by the way. I don't know what I'm talking about. I should have talked about this when I was playing Tempest. But anyway, I was playing Tempest with it and spinning it with my thumb and forefinger while holding the body of the device, and I really liked it. So I am considering making like a handheld Tempest Tempest controller, which is a crazy idea. It was this crazy idea to make like a handheld Tempest controller. Uh, there'll be a market of like literally one, just me, um, or maybe my brother. I don't know. So I am considering whether I can make it ergonomic. You know, the thing is that the spinner comes with like a really nice plastic box and like a metal top to it. The whole thing's like metal, so I don't want to destroy that, but I do want to make it like ergonomic for your hand. I kind of want to like a 3D printed kind of thing, or just hyperspace there. No noise for hyperspace. Oh gosh, die. Yeah, I want it like a gun grip or something that's molded to like a hand, like my hand preferably, and so it's comfortable to hold whilst still twiddling your fingers for the. Oh my god, they're so accurate. Those little spaceships. Whoa! It's one of the first games with like a wraparound screen, I think. So that is like fantastic as well. It's like this is it's a very uh, interesting idea that when you go off the screen, I was trying to smart bomb like there's smart bomb. There's no smart bomb in this game. What am I trying to do? Uh, I was trying to use smart bomb that doesn't exist. I was like, oh, where's the super zapper from Tempest? You don't have one. Did you see that collision detection there between the asteroid and the enemy ship? They could have had them just pass through each other, but no. So I quite like that. I like that there's no friendly fire, as it were. The asteroids are a friend to no one, including the enemy spaceships. Yeah, so I want to make like a. I would love to 3D print something. I don't have a 3D printer. If anyone wants to buy me a 3D printer, that would be great. I'd say go on my Patreon, but my Patreon is expired through lack of interest. I haven't put any videos on it or posted on it, and then it kind of depublishes you, which kind of sucks. But I had no subscribers, so that probably didn't help. So I do have a Patreon. I have like a buy me a coffee thing as well, but I don't have a big enough audience to do that apparently, or sustain those things. The tragedy of making no money from your passions, but what can you do? They are just your passions in the end. I could complain about it, but I'm realistic. Not going to suddenly blow up on YouTube, I don't think. It's been 10 years. That could have happened already, but it hasn't. So, perhaps I just rub people up the wrong way. Could be. The only one I don't rub up the wrong way is my wife. She likes the way I rub her. Oh my god. So inappropriate, man. Okay. Oh dear. She's like a genie in a bottle. As Christina Aguilera would say. Uh, where you go? Where are you going with this? This is why you've got no audience, man. Keep it appropriate, dude. Why? Because that's not funny. I don't know. Oh gosh, die. Yeah, I got him. Oh no, I went and ran into him. Ran into his bullet after he'd carked it. Yeah, so this is like a very simple spaceship game. It's like one of the first games that people tend to make in Python now, isn't it? It's like an example. Like if you do that, oh gosh, what's that? Boot.dev course? I had a go at that. I had a go at boot.dev course, and one of the examples they have is like create your own Asteroids game. So they're like, oh, go back to the beginning, as it were, and make your very own Asteroids game. And why not? So there's probably like 1,008,000,000,000 clones of this game out there. Am I going to get a high score? Maybe. That's how we normally roll, isn't it? We roll until we get a high score. It's a little bit less confrontational, a little bit more altruistic, isn't it, than Missile Command, which we were playing earlier. You've got to imagine that perhaps they're trying to... Oh wow. Trying to clear the space lane for traffic. Other spaceships? I don't know. from all these asteroids. It's an interesting conceit actually, because the actual asteroid belt is largely empty, so this would never be necessary. But the I guess if there's like a debris cascade in low Earth orbit, it might become necessary to tidy up low Earth orbit from all the dead satellites. All Elon Musk's dead satellites. He's basically effectively going to control space because he's going to have so much debris there. Maybe only he'll know where they all are, um, and thereby control space because it won't be safe to go up there. Because he'll have so much, he'll have put so much rubbish in outer space. And maybe we'll have to make little drones like this and play asteroids for real. Who knows? Maybe they employ me to do it. Who knows? But I don't think you could really destroy things to be sufficiently small. And will orbits degrade eventually anyway? You know, will it tidy itself up gradually? Hopefully. Just like the ocean hasn't. You know how you said the ocean's large. It doesn't matter what we do. We'll just drop all these tanks at the bottom of the ocean. We'll just piss all the plastic into the sea, and now it's like turns out that it's in the microplastics are in every living organism because that's what we did. It's like, oh shit, and like every single living creature has been slightly irradiated by our nuclear weapons. Everything is slightly more radioactive than it was. We've it's like, oh, if there's like space archaeologists, they'll be like, oh my god, this species, man, what happened? It just did all this terrible, terrible shit without a thought of any consequences whatsoever, because they invented this thing called money, and everyone wanted it just so you could buy things. But then it wasn't even about that, because like, what even is $1 billion? It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's like, oh, we're worth trillions, right? But what even is $1 trillion? I mean, you could buy everything. I wonder if you could buy one of everything and somewhere to put it. You know, if you had like $1 trillion, what is even the point? I guess you're kind of buying people's intellectual ability as well, aren't you? Because to make something really complicated like a silicon chip, you can't just do that yourself. It is worrying because like the number of people who must know how to make like a silicon chip or those things. I mean, if your resource for finding out how to make a silicon chip is AI, because all the search engines and internet have been flooded with misinformation and AI fever dreams, then we are fucked. There's literally like the real people that know how to do stuff. There must be about 4 of those, right? And they're not writing anything down because it's all a secret. And then anyone who comes later, right, has to deal with the fact the internet has been totally ruined by AI. It's like, our archaeologists have got a problem. We got a problem because it's been, oh no. So I just put bum. But, but, but. Oh dear. Yeah. You know, the internet has been ruined now. We should never have allowed AI into search. That is just the worst thing we've ever done. It's totally useless as well, because it really does make shit up. And it's like, well, I mean, can I take your first answer, or where have you got this from? And that is where I am at with all of that. So, I really don't know what we're doing. We're literally ruining everything, and even stuff that we created, like the internet. It's now polluted by shit we've created, like AI. I guess it's inevitable then. Oh wow! Just realised that the bullets also pick up some of your inertia. So look, they're getting closer together because I'm travelling faster. Oh wow! You can kill all your inertia with hyperspace. So if you're going really fast and out of control, you can just hyperspace your way out of it. Of course, you might land underneath an asteroid. That is a very real possibility, especially as there are more and more of them. Yeah, I can't believe we're polluting our library now effectively. It's inevitable, isn't it? It's just pollution everywhere. You could argue that there are people that don't know anything. They put stuff on the internet, and uh, and we're all the worse for it. And now we've got that sort of post-truth flood of stuff being put there by, well, politicians and people who are, have to pander to an audience. So there is that. So I guess it was already happening, and then AI is just like, oh well, I'm going to look at what's on the internet and then collate it. And the thing is, if you collate all the wrong, then just whoever produces the most is, the old adage who says the most becomes the truth, or history is written by the victors. So I guess the victor is whoever owns the internet, is it? I don't get it. I don't get I don't get how you can own $1 billion. I don't it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like too much. No one should have that much, right? And not do anything with it. So I guess they are trying to do things with it, but whether they're the right things or good things is open to debate, isn't it? And then it turns out they're all corrupt and want the things that you can't buy. I guess that's where you get these still ruled people are still ruled by their basest desires, I guess. Or things that you're not supposed to have, or things that we've deemed immoral. Because what else is there when you own everything? It's only the things that you're not allowed that are interesting, is it? What is their motivation? The danger of being caught? Is there like a self-destructive element to the human race? I think there probably is. It's like, I'm doing really well. I maybe got all these relationships with people, and I've got a public persona. Remember how kind of revered people like Elon Musk were. They had like some sort of cachet, and then the more you know about him, the worse, worse of a person. Maybe that's the same with everybody. The more you know about the, like, it's like, oh gosh, actually, you know, the more you know about a person, the worse they appear. Or is that like just being cherry picked? You can have someone who's fairly altruistic, but they've got like some really nasty darkness in them. Yeah, this is definitely the right topic to be talking about when you're playing Asteroids. Whoa! How did I even get onto this? Anyway, yeah, back in 1979, Atari wrote this really cool arcade game called Asteroids. That guy's so accurate. And it's a fun game. And you probably played some version of it. Oh, good. Yeah, New High School. This is really cool. clear up. Oh man, I've had a lot of asteroids out. Oh no. The small fast ones rapidly become a problem when there's a lot of them. Trying to project like 500 trajectories at once. Let's clear them down a bit. Didn't press it quickly enough. It's game over and a new high score. Fantastic. Yes, I don't know where that was going. All I want to do is play a retro game. Where does my mind go? Seriously. Dark places. I probably should have stopped there because I got a new high score, but never mind. Still playing this. Oh. It's good actually. This is like a... It's not orthogonal directions, is it? Is there like... Maybe there's like 8 or 10 or 12 directions. It feels like you've got smooth movement, but I don't think you do. But it feels smooth. Of course, this originally would have been like on a cathode ray tube and literally controlling an electron gun directly onto the phosphors. So you're probably getting like a dose of X-ray when you play this. I'm playing this on an OLED screen, and it's almost as like not as high contrast as that, because they were super bright, those screens. Probably really bad for you if you were getting real close to the screen. Like, you know, when your parents used to say don't get too close to the screen, it wasn't because of your eye. Well, it probably was because of your eyes, but it was really, there were actual X-ray emissions from those phosphors. So it really wasn't a good idea to be that close to a cathode ray screen. It turns out. So yeah. That whole don't get too close to the screen, it will hurt your eyes, was actually a thing, apparently. I don't know if that's apocryphal. I think that's true. That there really... Oh, man. That there really was like some small amount of danger associated with it. Making it really difficult for myself. Yeah, there are two there. Thought it was too bright. Yes, yeah, the original like cathode ray screens were so good and so bright, and what I'm not really getting is the sort of afterglow from the phosphor cooling down that you get in one of those original vector screens, which is a shame. So yeah, there's sort of there was like an afterglow, and it's literally because the electron beam had like stopped shooting that piece of phosphor, and that effect was so nice. Basically, you need to play this on like an old school oscilloscope to get the same kind of effect. So I don't know if those things are still available. They're probably not, and you can only really get that in a small form factor screen. I'm watching this on an enormous OLED screen, so probably it's never been played on a screen as big as this right now, or very rarely. Like, people play on monitors and stuff, and this not to this level. Yeah, so this is my like Samsung OLED, which is like, I think it's like 86 inch OLED. So it really does kind of fill my field of view a bit. Well, it doesn't fill my field of view, but it is immersive in that regard. It's probably bigger than a normal field of view because I'm sitting pretty close to it. Probably damaging my eyes as we speak. They'll probably find that OLEDs have also got an issue later down the line. It takes about 20 years to find out that we've fucked up, doesn't it? You notice this? It's like, like, oh yeah, you know that thing we said? It turns out it's harmful. You know that thing you were eating and drinking. Turns out that's harmful. That thing you were playing with in class. Yeah, turns out it's carcinogenic. All those experiments you used to do. Yeah, you can't do those anymore. Okay, so like, oh yeah, we found that out. We do tend to sort of, as a species, like forge ahead before really thinking about whether we should. It's literally on our epitaph. Oh, we didn't know. We didn't know, but we did it anyway. We didn't bother to find out. But we did it anyway. That kind of thing. It was fun at the time. It seemed like a good idea. We realised we'd killed the Earth, and there was nothing we could do about it. So we thought, oh, fuck it, we might as well enjoy it. That does seem to be the United States policy right now. Like, fuck it, we might as well enjoy it. You know, we like these things, we like cars and stuff, so we're just gonna keep doing that. You know, we'll keep doing it until we can't do it anymore. And the worst that could happen is it will be a lot warmer, and the weather will be worse, and all the species will die. And you know, the bees will die, and then we'll have to figure out how we're going to eat. But in the meantime, fuck you, I'm having a good time. Is that that is it? And I do appreciate that I am the product of this society, and the fact that I can waste time and energy playing video games is a result of that. You know? So there is some of that to it. I'm not spending my entire time like preaching about environmental issues, and here I am burning electricity. So try and pick one of the more environmental energy providers, but I'm not really doing anything about it myself. Although I am not driving a car at the moment. That is like I'm not currently shitting the bed, but I am pissing it. You know? That is the excuse. I'm doing something not worthwhile, and anyone who watches this is also doing something not worthwhile. But they're not doing something more harmful. So yeah, it is a little bit of a little bit of that, isn't it? It's like I'm being good because I'm not currently doing something worse. Isn't that what all addicts say? I'm being good because I'm not currently doing something illegal. Oh. Well, what do you mean by illegal? Oh dear. On shaky moral ground. Where do you stand if you like own like the recharged versions of Atari's classic games, but they were free on the Epic Games Store? Does that mean you own this game, or you got it given for free? So does that mean the games are free? I don't know. I'm not sure I want to argue that in a legal setting. But yeah. I'm not challenging Atari's copyright, even if, like I say, every single coding uh, example is usually asteroids. It's usually asteroids. So like everyone else is making bootlegs of this game, including Atari. I wonder who the original authors were. I would like to shake them by the hand if they are still alive. I'd like to interview them actually. Like, how did you come up with this? It spawned 1,000 clones, and yet it's not one of the most popular games of all time. If you go on that, there's a fantastic animation. You should definitely find it, which shows like the rising sales of like every video game from year dot. And I don't know how accurate it is, but it is really fun. Um, and it kind of shows like Frogger. Frogger is like one of the most like popular games of all time. I will show Frogger, I imagine, at some point. But yeah, Frogger, who'd have thought? Who'd have thought Frogger was popular? But then, you know, it's still spawning clones now, like Crossy Road. You know, Crossy Road is basically Frogger. So, yeah, clearly a very crossing the road. Who'd have thought that you could gamify that? That's fun, isn't it? You can do that in real life. Go and play in the street. It's like, oh, at least we're not playing in the street. We're playing a game about playing in the street instead of playing in the street. Isn't it fun to play hit and run? No, it's not called hit and run. Oh dear. Playing in the traffic. That's a game about playing in the traffic and crossing a dangerous river. A dangerous crocodile infested river. As a frog, mind, not as a child. So there is that. Oh my god, the inane ramblings. I don't even have anyone to talk to, but I still will inanely ramble, it seems. Oh wow, there are actual people in. There's someone watching that isn't me. But they're saying nothing, which is fair. I do have chat next to me, but I am not really actively looking. Oh dear. A wave of self-conscious embarrassment. Why? Why? You've been streaming this. It's insane. Oh my god, what am I doing? This is not how you play this game, right? I'm not really thinking about it though. So this is not something you would do in an arcade. Maybe you would. I was never like of the right age to be the sort of person that was in an arcade with like a beer and a cigarette on the go. It came at the wrong time for me. I was not that age, the sort of beer cigarette arcade kind of person. That was like, you know, that cool dude. I wasn't that. I wasn't that. I am in the process of like, I say developing. I am in the. I have like a prototype retro game that I have made myself that isn't too derivative. It's an idea I had like in the 90s, when you know that was still a thing, and yeah, obviously it isn't now. So I do have like an arcade game that I have developed into a prototype, written in Python. And I don't know whether I'll sneak it into the retro gaming and like make out it was made in 1970. Make out that it was made in 1979 because it is kind of a vector game. And maybe one day I'll show it. Maybe. But yes, that is in development. Watch this space. That's why I was on boot.dev. Because I try and remind myself how to code. I don't. But now there's like AI that can help. But I'm scared of it. I'm scared of it because I've basically created this game, but I've used other people's example code and rejigged it, and now there seems to be like 2 or 3 different ways of doing everything. Because I guess there is. It's like writing a book or whatever. There's 2 or 3 different ways of, well, probably multiple thousands of different ways of phrasing something, and seems the same with how computer games work. So there's like some basic principles which I have ignored, and I don't understand. So this sort of every now and again I leave this game that I'm in the process of developing and forget how to program in the meantime, and then even though I've got like fairly well commented code, I still need to try and figure out what the hell I was doing, and yeah, it takes me a bit. So I've been trying to push that forward a bit, but I do want it to kind of look vectory, but I also have it in mind for it to be 3D as well. And the thing is, you've got all these game engines, and you think, oh, I'm going to learn Unity or whatever, because I'd really like, oh, maybe I could have this, work in VR and like combine my love of retro with VR, and make my game a VR game, like a 3D VR game, and it could work like that. I can see how it could work in my mind, but it's bizarre that so many games seem to use like Unreal Engine or Unity because it's so geared. All the tutorials you do are like geared for first-person shooter games or third-person shooter games, and it's like, oh my god, I don't want to make a game like that. No wonder all games are like that, And so I think at some point we're going to have to like leave these engines behind, because they are really designed for one specific kind of game, and every game is just going to be that specific kind of game. And I don't know if that's really what we should be aiming for at all. This is why we don't have games that don't involve always shooting something or cutting it up. He says as he plays a game which is completely about shooting things, but they're all basically, you're a humanoid protagonist and you do this, and yet like the majority of computer games all use the same outdated control scheme which people are used to, rather than it being any good. And I think that's just going to continue, because these engines they're geared for doing that one thing. So it really does limit your creativity immediately. You're immediately like going, wow, I want to learn how to make a game, and it's like, oh, you want to make a 2D game? Forget that. There are no tutorials on that. There's lots of tutorials on making a robot that can jump on a box, and like putting a asset lamp in and setting a light for it. There's 1,000,001 tutorials for that. If only I wanted to make a game where you shot lamps, then I'd be sorted. But my game isn't about that. It's funny. My game is not about that at all. It's not a game where you like place and shoot lamps. So if only it were. If only there was a market for that. Apparently that's what these engines have been designed for. Um, yeah. All right. I'm going to stop in a minute. So, yeah. But yes. So, yes. At some point, I may well show an unknown world my idea for a vector game. If there is anybody out there that is like really good at programming and particularly in 2D, I would, you know who I'd like to meet? I would like to meet Jeff Minter. and but even he uh, kind of gone away from that kind of vector style game. So I don't know. Oh god, I thought I was going to die. And I did. Those little ones are so dangerous. I don't even know if he would be interested in a new concept like that. Although, like, he did just do that Aka R game, which is phenomenal, by the way. Oh my god, it's so good. It's such a shame, Jeff Minter, if you're watching. It's such a shame you didn't implement mouse controls on the VR version on PlayStation VR 2. I know there's no real mouse on the. I mean, you did, in effect. You did, in effect, add mouse control because you can use the trackpad on the dual sense controller, and that is how you should play that game. It should be the default. It should be the default control scheme because you need a trackpad. It's basically a game that should be controlled with a trackball because it's got like uh, a directional firer that goes towards a crosshair. So it's got that kind of missile command kind of crosshair shooting from a central position, right? And you need to be able to move that crosshair quickly. If you can't move that crosshair quickly, then you are done. So the best way to move that crosshair quickly is with a trackball or similar. And unfortunately, although PlayStation does actually support USB mice, the game doesn't. So unfortunately, you can't play it in both VR with natively with like a trackball, USB trackball, unless you do what I did, which is hack your phone a little with something called Panda Mouse Pro, and then plug your USB trackball into your phone, and then use a non-standard remote play that works even when you're in VR, because the standard remote play from Sony doesn't work when you're in VR, so you can't use that. You have to use a different remote play, like a third-party remote play, which is actually better than Sony's remote play app. By the way, it's like, oh my god, who are the people that work for Sony? It's like, one, they can't make a VR app for 3D movies or 3D Blu-rays on on their newest hardware, even though they've got like a VR, which would be great for watching 3D movies in, an OLED VR headset for 3D movies would be phenomenal. That's why Apple are doing it. But oh no, Sony couldn't possibly, given that they've got a movie market and a music market, they couldn't possibly make use of that for some joined up thinking. But anyway, no, you can't have it. You can't have that. We used to have that. You had that on PlayStation 4, but no, not for PlayStation 5. Why would you want it? No one used it. Maybe is the argument. Well, I mean, there's no 3D content now. Well, no, because there's no way to watch it, is there? If you build the theatres, then, we've had 10 years of VR now. You'd think someone would be making 3D content for it. We've got the cameras, we've got the rigs. The only one who seems to care is James Cameron. He's doing a deal with Meta right now. Meta seem to have lost track of what they're doing at all. So I don't know how long that little venture will last. I guess there's too many things you could throw your money at. I don't know how they spent billions. How is it they spent billions? $1 billion is a tremendous amount of money. Someone must be scamming them. You know, like just taking their paycheck and not really doing much, I guess. They're like, oh yeah, I work for Meta Reality Labs. I ain't done anything in years. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I really would like to play with their prototypes. I can see why it would be a fantastic job to have. Be like, oh yeah, oh we made this like wide field of view headset. You can't have it. But we spend all our time playing with it in the office. Well, you don't think people would want to buy that then? You know, the thing that you spend all day playing with. You know, your high fidelity. Yeah, but it'd be too expensive for them to buy. So we just play with it in the labs. It's just a prototype. We play with it here. It's great, by the way. You'll never get to use it. So freaking gutted. It's like, oh, we showed everyone this prototype you can't have. I did watch this video about, you know, how there is no, that, you know, for the billionaires, there's nothing for them to buy, right? There's no like advanced phone that's better than your phone that is only available for billionaires, right? Nothing like truly. And I guess those smart glasses with the, you know, the weird screen and everything. Even then, like, I think the prototype was like 10k, and they're like, oh well, you know, we can't make a product out of this. Why not? Why not? There must be people that have like money to burn, you know? These billionaires, right? They're gonna sell one each to these billionaires for like, and recoup the development costs. Surely they're the only ones that can afford it, you know? They buy these like expensive cars that we just look at online, and it just makes content. No one can afford a million. There can't be that many people that can afford £1 million car. But if there are people that can afford £1 million car, then surely there's a market for those people for a £10,000 pair of glasses, right? So why is it not a product? I don't get it. Right, let them pay for the R&D. Right, because at the moment you're not selling that product. You've spent all the money on the R&D, and you're not even selling it to anyone. Doesn't make sense to me, right? I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, you got Apple, right? They got the Vision Pro, and it's like £3,000. They're like, oh, the market will only stand that. But surely there are the people that buy, you know, like really high-end watches. You know, like, oh, you know, I bought a Rolex or something. Like it's made of gold, just for the sheer hell of it, you know. Or I put a gold plated case on my iPhone or whatever, you know, just for the sheer hell of it, just to ostentatiously be rich. You know, like, oh, I can go in this car just slightly quicker than you in your sedan, right? And it looks like a spaceship, right? And it's £1 million. And next year there'll be a new car, or rather your sedan will be able to go almost as fast as the car I spent £2 million on. Next year's Tesla, right? So why is there no market for these products? You know, the ones that you spent all the R&D on. So why didn't they sell the 10,000, you know, pound pair of glasses to the people that have like £10,000 to show off, you know, or to waste in depreciation in 1 year on a on a, you know, on a stupid car to go from place A to place B, which we shouldn't even be doing, right? So, you know, why couldn't they have made like a VR headset that means that they don't have to travel from place to place in their £1 million car? Like, so good that it really is like being there. You know, like really, really good screen that is really wide field of view, right? Which you can only develop if you've got a market, right? Because you eventually want to get it to everyone, but you need to sell it to some people in order to develop the technology. And I don't understand why they're not, you know, leaning on the whales. The idiots that spend $26,000 on the microtransactions, right? Could be spending $26,000 on like a really high-end headset that I couldn't afford. But eventually, I might be able to afford it because the costs will have come down. I don't understand why you would make a product like that and get it to the point where it's like almost productable, but then not take it. Say, okay, we're actually going to make a boutique number of these. You know, we're going to grow the crystals or whatever, and we're going to sell it to like millionaires and billionaires because there must be enough of them. Aren't there enough millionaires and billionaires that they will pay like significantly over what it costs to make? Like, okay, you'll pay 50k for it. It costs us 10k to make it because we have to grow the crystals and stuff, but you could pay 50k for it, right? Because what are you going to spend your friggin' money on otherwise? Trips on airplanes to private islands, huh? I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably completely wrong, but I am interested to know. All right, I'm gonna stop here before I get myself into even more trouble. Too late. I'm gonna stop here. This has been Retro Gaming at Corporate Zombie with Asteroids, the 1979 Atari arcade game. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Until then, bye bye for now, and all that remains for me to do is to elegantly end the stream, which is what I'm going to do now. Okay, cheers. Bye. I don't know why I'm trying to use my phone to do that. It's not on my phone. Oh, can I even do it? No.